Hello and welcome here at Convotherm, live from our show kitchen. My name is Connie and with me is Andy, our corporate chef and the film crew. Today we are going to talk about ConvoServe and what this means for banqueting. Andy, can you please tell us more about this?
Sure. With ConvoServe, you are actually able to produce, let's take a number, thousands of freshly cooked plates with the minimum amount of work, absolutely cost control, and it doesn't matter if we talk about single, individual plates in a la carte, GN container for buffet, or later on what we are doing today with a trolley for banqueting.
And Andy, does regenerating mean reheating food?
No, it's a bit confusing. People quite often mix this up. So reheated food, Connie, and I think you agree, reheated chicken breast, for example, is getting dry. It's not the same taste, the same texture compared to a freshly cooked one. So that's why regeneration should always be the final cooking stage, either for meat, fish, or vegetable. That means here in ConvoServe, in regeneration, where it's a part of ConvoServe, we are actually cooking or pre-cook our products up to 80%, and then we use cook and chill to stop it.
So Andy, is regenerating a rocket science? So what do we have to consider and how do we implement ConvoServe?
It's absolutely not complicated, but there are a few things what you have to keep in mind. And actually those rules, what I will explain also later, actually happening even before you use the Convotherm. Like I said before, it should be the final cooking stage. So when you have a chicken breast, for example, make sure during the pre-cooking that it's still slightly pink inside. The salmon, for example, depending on the size, you can even use from raw or pre-cooked, the vegetable supposed to be still crunchy, al dente, so that in the final cooking stage where everything gets the final temperature what it needs, so that we talk about a freshly cooked dish. Yeah.
Perfect. So then let's start.
All right. So like you see, Connie, here in front of me, we have, actually we want to do two types of dishes. We want to do a grilled chicken breast with some Mediterranean antipasti vegetable and some grilled potatoes. And we want to have a grilled salmon on rice together with also some steamed vegetables.
Sounds great.
Good. For that, everything is already oiled, not seasoned yet, just some oil. So we take our chicken breast and put them on our griddle to get beautiful grill marks on the product. Because, like I said, we want to sell it as a grilled chicken breast. Then we have our vegetables. So we just make a nice mix of peppers.
So you're using different types of accessories. So you.
Yeah. I'm using the griddle, with those accessories, we are using the Convotherm much more efficient, because here we talk about an authentic product quality as a result. So normally you would do this in front of a grill, and especially when we talk now about a banqueting for thousands of people, the prep work is also really hard work to do for 1,000 people grilled vegetables. Here, with the right accessories from Convotherm, I can do this on the easiest way like you see right now, on the right tray, and then it's super easy.
Perfect match. So can I help you?
Just a second. Oh. For the salmon, the griddle is already inside the Convotherm. Like I said, delicate. We only want to pre-cook the product. So for grill marks, short cook times, there it's preheated. For those items, I work from cold, what is actually, to be honest, more comfortable. But from a culinary result perspective, we need this. So Connie, you can please hold the salmon for me.
Of course.
And let's use our 610 Convotherm Max Pro. It's already running in convection air 210 degrees. And we will use now the hot griddle for the salmon. So we're doing one. You really hear the sizzling.
Perfect.
2, 3, and 4. Thank you very much, Connie.
You're welcome.
And then we have our grilled vegetables. So the beauty also here, Connie, just to let you know, I have dripping trays in between.
I can see.
So that the chicken fat is not tripping on the vegetables and so on. So, but here same, like we always say and we always do, thanks to the closed system and the natural smart climate, there will be no cross-flavoring. So from production, even there, using the Convotherm in cook and chill, we are much, much faster. The only thing what we have to activate now or to use now is our tray timer, different cooking times. So the longest product will be the chicken breast, takes roughly 8 minutes. Then the vegetable and the shortest item will be the salmon. And the salmon is on tray position number 6. So there we are doing just 4 minutes. Then for the vegetables, we have them on tray position number 4. We are using 6 minutes. And on tray position number 2, we have the chicken breast, what takes roughly, like I said, be gently today, 7 minutes. So the beauty here is now, Connie, you can see the Convotherm Max Pro will remind us when something is ready.
And that's the tray timer we just saw.
Correct, the tray timer, and it's just in a busy environment. If you're not using ConvoServe, you are in stress, then it's easily for you to forget something. But here now, in 3 minutes and 20 seconds, we will get a reminder to actually take out the salmon.
Perfect.
All right, Connie, you can see our tray position number 6 is showing up, and that means our salmon is actually ready to take out. There we are. So just close the door. And now, Connie, I would like to show you how beautiful actually the salmon looks like. Remember, it was a preheated griddle, so we have beautiful grilled salmon. But inside, yeah, it's still raw inside.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I can hear it. And you know, you mentioned 80% before.
Yeah.
So how do we stop the cooking process right now?
Correct. So it's on a hot griddle, and even the surface is hot, so it would still continue cooking. And that's why we need now a blast chiller. Cook in the Convotherm, chill it down in the Convo chiller. With the blast chiller, we are actually cooling down the product, stopping the cooking process in the shortest possible time. And the beauty here is it remains the juiciness, it remains the color. You are actually not only stopping the cooking process, you also, for vegetables, for example, you keep the coloration, and at the same time, you extend the shelf life of the product. All right, Connie, let's start our blast chiller. Stop the cooking process now, and everything is nicely cold. So you see, I don't need a towel anymore. And we can just put the freshly cooked stuff to what we just did.
What? Look at this. It looks so good.
Yeah.
And honestly, it doesn't look like what I've expected after cook and chill.
I mean, look to the color.
Yeah, it's perfectly fresh.
The peppers, it's not too soft, but not so crunchy anymore. So it's just, like I said, we just want to have it cooked to a certain percentage. So we got this, and we have our potatoes for here. And this is the beauty, you know, like I said before, that when you're doing grilled chicken breast, grilled vegetables, or whatever, this is not a big deal. But like I said, if you have a wedding, a banqueting with 1,000 grilled chicken breast, and you do this normally on a griddle, you stand there for ages. And here, really, really easy, right trays, right accessory, and then the Convotherm Max Pro with Crisp and Tasty will do the rest for you.
Perfect. And Andy, what are we going to cook today?
You can guess. No, I will let you know. I will tell you. So we will have a nice grilled chicken breast with antipasti vegetable and some grilled potatoes. What we will serve later with basil tomato sauce. And the healthy choice today is a nice steamed rice with our grilled salmon and some steamed broccoli and cauliflower with lemon white wine sauce later on.
So is there anything to note about arranging plates?
There is. And actually now we are coming to what I also said, to the few things you have to keep in mind when you want to regenerate even before we are using the Convotherm. So Connie, your question is really, really important when we talk about arranging the plates. First of all, work clean. So especially when you transfer the plates from here later to the trolley, every fingerprint, oil or everything will be on a really difficult later on with the hot plate to remove. And your guests actually don't like it. So hold the plates like that, not like that, just like that. And especially when we are plating.
And before we plate, when do we have to, take care of the seasoning? Do we have this still in the trays, or do we do that on the plates, or what's the order?
You are right. So normally we just do it other way around. Normally you season your vegetables shortly before you're serving it to the guests. Here we have to do this actually before we are plating the products. So everything what we have here is already steamed. But no flavor, nothing. So this would normally, traditionally, you would have a small pot with a little bit of butter, some water, and then you would season it and you would serve it immediately. Here we are doing this in cold condition now before we are actually adding it on the plates. So with everything, so from the potatoes, over the chicken, the antipasti, everything has to be seasoned in advance and not too wet. So just nicely covered so that there's flavor on. Later on the plate, Connie, this would, to be honest, it wouldn't be possible. So you have to do this in advance. Yeah, and now let's have a look on how to set up the plates. There are a few rules you actually have to follow. Remember the first one, work clean. Then also the calibration of your product should be the same size or similar cook time, let's say it like that. So for example, if you want to do a chicken breast as a whole piece like that, together with a small little piece of broccoli like this, you're facing the challenge that either this is cold in the core and this is perfect, or this is fully overcooked and this is perfect. So what you have to do is actually to find a compromise. So for example, if you cut the chicken breast in 2 pieces together with the broccoli. The same, of course, with the vegetables itself. Big piece, small piece, doesn't work so well together. And the same also with the potatoes, big potato and small potato. Doesn't have the same cook time, so instead of using this, just use 2 small potatoes and you have the same weight on the plate, but the cook time, the regeneration time will be the same, so that you can have a guarantee that your guests always have hot food. Next one, what is really important, you should never, either meat or fish, put the protein directly on the ceramic plate. Reason for that is that the plate during the regeneration process happening like a pan. So it absorbs the heats really, really fast, and then it reacts like a pan, and then it creates meat juice, what we already see. And this meat juice is later running on the plate, and we don't want this. So you can work with a really, really easy, super easy, simple trick. You just make a barrier in between. That can be a layer of vegetables like we do right now, or it could be mashed potato, rice, whatever you have. And the beauty here is now that you just make this layer. This separates the protein actually from the ceramic plate.
And it absorbs the cheese.
Correct. So rice and mashed potato even better. But of course, it also absorbs meat juice, what could happen during the regeneration, what comes out. And
honestly, it looks much better. In addition.
True, and this is actually already the plate. We are not adding any garnish now, no gravy at all. This will be done later on. So this is a nice example for the chicken plate, so that we have a nice sample there. Of course, the same with the rice. So with the rice dish, we are using now the rice to actually absorb the meat juice, what could come from the salmon. Also here we have to work nice and clean. Zip. Then we have our vegetables. So some cauliflower, some broccoli. There we are. Beautiful. We take the salmon on the top and already done. So you see, the rice is not so dense, not too thick. It will be hot, at the same time, it absorbs the meat juice from the salmon, and the broccoli and the cauliflower has the same calibration size, so will be also nicely regenerated. And finally, just out for later to compare, let's do some wrong plates. So let's work a bit dirty, don't take care. We also don't care now properly about the calibration, so we have small broccoli, we can place a thick potato, and we also ignore that meat or fish shouldn't be directly on the ceramic plate. So, of course, I could do this nicer, but it will explain actually the fact. So we have the meat now directly on the plate. We have small pieces, what has not the same cook time than the bigger pieces. And we have some fingerprints on the edge of the plate. And then we can compare the plates after regeneration, how they actually look like, so that you can easier understand what I was talking about.
Andy, I look at you, I'm watching you, and this looks like a working environment without stress and 100% cost control. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. It is a really relaxed work environment. You can see I was not in rush at all to do this amount of plates. And it doesn't matter if it's 1,000, 100 or whatever plates. You're working actually days ahead before you actually have the function, the banqueting. Also, the beauty here is you can work in a period during the day where you don't have stress, where it's not rush hour in your kitchen. And the best part, when we talk about cost control, everything, remember, is only pre-cooked. And we are working with cold food items over here. That means when I have a kilo or 10 kilo rice left over, that doesn't mean we have to throw it away or feed it to the staff. I can just take it, put it back in the chiller, and I can use it for my normal a la carte kitchen. So what is left over doesn't mean it's trash. You are saving money, and you can put it in the normal daily kitchen business.
Perfect. And how does the Convotherm Max Pro become the perfect ConvoServe solution?
I show you.
Let us switch.
Let us switch.
Perfect.
So the Convotherm Max Pro is our production unit. So we done all the cook and chill. We grilled everything, we steamed everything, then we used our Convo chill to stop the cooking process to do the preparation. Now we are taking our Convotherm Max Pro and actually converting the unit into our regeneration unit, and it's super easy. The only thing we have to do is we have to remove the two racks inside. Really easy. You lose one clip on each side, and then you just lift it up. Really easy. I give you this. It's not hot, no worries.
I think so, because it just...
Oh, I can handle that. And number two.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, and the only thing what we have to place inside is our frame here to later on roll in properly with our trolley. And you can see even for the loose core probe now, there is a space and a part there that it's not in the way later on. So we just put everything back together. And that's it. So now actually the unit is ready for our trolley to use it for regeneration.
So what's next?
Next would be probably, actually I think we should start the regeneration. So let's have a look on our user interface. Under the chef set, we are using the Convotherm Max Pro for the production, for the preparation, and now for regeneration, we are using our regeneration icon where we'll find 3 different methods. A la carte for individual plates. We have container when we talk about buffet for the normal GN container size. And what we want to do today, the banqueting when we operate the regeneration with trolleys. So the beauty here is that either method you're choosing, thanks to our natural smart climate, the Convotherm Max Pro makes sure that we always have the perfect environment inside the cavity so that our plates are not getting too dry and not getting too wet. And on top of that, of course, we can choose the right temperature. It also depends a little bit about what food items or what dishes you're doing. If you have really delicate items, you can reduce the temperature. If you have solid items like steak, you can even go higher. So for our salmon and rice and everything, we choose 130 degrees. Time, same like the temperature, depends how thick is the portion, how thick are the pieces. So I would say our one should be done in around 7 minutes. Fan speed adjustable, small items, Conny, like rice grain, boom, gone with the wind. So here we can also adjust the fan speed, but we leave it on default level 4. So everything is set it up. The only thing, or the last thing we have to do is press the start icon. And you can see now the unit is going into preheating. And also here, Conny, now a major difference. When you look to the preheating temperature of 220, that's much higher than actually our chosen 130. Also here, the Convotherm Max Pro thinks for us to ensure we always get the best quality out of it. We are working with Banqueting, a trolley full of cold plates, cold food. That means when we load this massive amount of cold material inside, we have a temperature drop. That's why the Convotherm Max Pro automatically preheats higher to ensure the temperature drop is low or the recovery is as fast as possible. We only have to wait until our preheating is done, and then we can actually load in our trolley. All right, Conny, preheating is done. So let's get our trolley.
I will open the door.
Yes, please. So this is now also beautiful. You see, it's just with the right accessory, it's so easy to work with. Just we connect the trolley with our unit, and now I just have to release this brake here. And I can just slide it easily inside, and it immediately clicks in here. So it's also secured inside the unit, and then I just click over here and I can remove the trolley, and you can close the door actually, Conny, if you like. All right, Conny, as you can see now, we are by 130 degrees for 7 minutes. And thanks to our natural smart climate now, we have the perfect and the right amount of steam and dryness in the cavity to create, after 7 minutes, perfect plates for us. All right, Conny, 7 minutes later, we're actually ready to take out all our plates. Would you be? Thank you. So now you will see also other way around how easy it is actually to take out the trolley. So we just come back and we just release this security click here. And you can see here on the trolley. So I just push the trolley back and now it's secured as well in here. I release it. And there we are, a fully load of nicely hot plates.
How do we ensure that the guests get their food warm at large events or when somebody makes an unexpected speech before serving?
Oh, like always, you mean?
Yes.
So yeah, in case you don't want to serve the plates right now, we have this beautiful accessory, what is our thermal blanket, what you actually just put on top of the trolley, and you can just close all sides easily. And I show you also how super simple this is. So it's actually magnetic, so it's closing really, really quick. So it's fast, so you don't lose time, you don't lose temperature at all. And the beauty now is that with this trolley, now with the thermal blanket, either you can carry the whole trolley now from your production kitchen to the satellite kitchen, or you leave it there, and either way it keeps up to 20 minutes warm.
20 minutes?
20 minutes, correct.
Honestly, I think I don't want to wait 20 minutes, and I get really hungry. So let's have a look at our dishes.
Yes, so I just turned the trolley so that we can reach our plates we just did. So, and there we are. So now I have to use a towel actually because the plates are quite hot right now. So here we have the chicken dish, what we prepared. And we have the salmon dish. I think it's nice to see, so there is no water, it's dry. nice shiny, nothing is burned. And now, finally, we can do the rest, what is missing, the garnishing on the plates. So for the chicken, like I said, we have a tomato sauce, tomato basil sauce, and I can add there some grilled garlic on, and some fresh herbs. And then actually plate number 1 finished. Perfect. And for the salmon, we just have our lemon white wine sauce. So here, yeah. And also there, just some grilled cherry tomatoes for the color, and also some herbs for garnish. Beautiful. And either if it's 1 plate, 20 plates, it really, really doesn't matter.
So this is dish number 1, dish number 2, and I remember that we also tried another plate, and a good example of how to not do it or to place it. So in this case, I remember we had no vegetable bed, and we used different portions and sizes. And
I think we should call this dish the accident.
The accident. Okay, can you please tell us a little bit more and show us the accident finally?
I'm not sure if it's good to see on the camera, but actually the whole plate is really, really dirty. I see my fingerprints, I see spots. The broccoli is pretty dry. It's not looking so happy anymore. And we have what I mentioned before, this meat juice, what we have due to the pan effect, what the plate actually is doing. So for this plate, you need a lot of sauce to cover the mistake you did.
Yeah, very nice example. Thank you. So what about large events? So do you have to switch to floor standing combi ovens for a high volume banqueting?
Yeah, actually you need, so when we talk about, let's say 1,000 guests and even higher, there is no way around. You need the 2020 or you need floor standing models, and perhaps not even one, perhaps you need multiple in a row. But let's just say a typical wedding, a birthday party with 100 guests, what is quite normal over here. A 1010 is doing a brilliant job because we don't have to serve 100 plates at one time. We actually can use regeneration in stages. And since we have our thermal blanket, and we know it stays warm inside for up to 20 minutes, I can regenerate in stages there. That means, let's say at 8 p.m. I need 100 plates, 50 chicken, 50 salmon. Then I can just start 20 to 8 with the first trolley. 7 minutes later, I take it out, thermal blanket on, quick preheating, trolley number 2 inside. 7 minutes later, take it out, thermal blanket on top, and then trolley number 3 inside. And in this meantime, we start serving from trolley number 1, and we're actually in time, ready by 8 p.m. We are serving in a nice flow, 100 plates, freshly cooked.
Perfect. So today we have seen how we can serve plenty of dishes in the shortest time possible with consistently high and fresh quality by using ConvoServe. And all this can be done so easily in a relaxed working environment, and always to keep an eye on costs. And that's all we want. And now I want to say thank you, Andy, for your time.
Thanks for joining us. Actually, it was great fun, great pleasure.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Then it's just the last thing to say. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.